Hello everybody, my name is Jose, and here together with my partner Usman, we're going to show you what is Kali Linux, how to install it into a bootable USB, and then how to install Kali Linux from the bootable USB. Now some of you may not know this, but Linux has been on the market since the 90s, so it has been out there for a relatively long period of time. So in order to create our bootable USB, we are going to be using a program called Rufus. It is a utility program that helps turn USBs and format them into bootable USBs for multiple operating systems. Now the very first thing you want to do is you want to head over to the rufus.ie website. Then you want to scroll down the website until you hit the download section, and then you want to click on the latest version of Rufus. At the time of recording this video, it's actually Rufus 3.3. It is a small download at only 1 megabyte, but you do want to make sure you download the main version of Rufus, not the portable version or not the other versions meant to run on other OSs. Once the download has finished, you just want to click on the exe that you just downloaded, and then the Rufus program will pop up on its own. Now that we have the tools to download Kali Linux, it's time for us to actually download it itself. So you're going to want to head over to the Kali website at kali.org. You're going to want to head over to downloads, and then you want to click on the download Kali Linux link. Once you click on the link, you're going to want to select the ISO we've highlighted for you. While you do usually want to select the ISO appropriate to the system you're running, we are assuming for this lab that you are trying to install this onto a Windows machine. Once you determine the correct one, you're going to want to click on the HTTP method, and then the OS should be downloaded in the background. Next, we are going to get your USB ready for just the regular formatting, but do be warned. When you format a USB, you are going to erase all the data, so make sure you do back up any important data on that USB. So you just want to put in the USB into your computer. You're going to right click on the USB while you're looking at this PC tab, and click on Format. These are all the default, and you just want to click on Start from here. Once your USB has been formatted on Rufus, you're going to want to select the specific USB you just formatted under Device. Once you selected the specific USB, you're going to want to select the ISO by clicking on the Select button. 9 times out of 10, it should be in your Downloads folder, so you can just look in there. And once you selected the ISO, you just want to click on the Start button, and Rufus will start formatting the USB into a bootable USB. Once it is done, feel free to close Rufus. Now we get to the interesting part, actually installing Kali from the USB we just created. So like most OSs, it does take a good amount of storage to install, so you're going to want at least 20 gigabytes. You're going to want at least 1 gigabyte of RAM, even though you're preferably going to want 2, and in this day and age, 2 gigabytes should not be too hard to come by. Alright, and once you boot your computer from the USB, you'll be taken to the Kali Linux graphics page, and you're going to want to select Graphical Install. Once you click on the install, you're going to want to select the preferred language of your installation. For this lab, we're going to be selecting English, but you could even see here from this screen that Kali Linux has an enormous community of people behind it, supporting over 50 languages. Once you click on that, you're going to want to select the location of your installation. This is going to help determine the time zone and help the system out in adjusting a few things. But even on this screen also, you can see all of these countries are places where Kali Linux has actually been installed and is being used in. And they even have an Other tab in case you're in a very specific location and it's not listed on the base menu. Next, you're going to enter the host name of your computer. If you're working in a corporate environment or in a group environment, you're going to have to consult the network admin about what the name of the computer should be. However, if you're using this for personal use, feel free to name it whatever you want. You could even name it something like My Domain. Next, you're going to want to put in the real name of your user. This is also more so for a corporate environment / group environment, since this is going to be the name that's going to show up on programs and also for emails sent from this user. However, if you're using this for personal use, feel free to put whatever you want for this. Next, you're going to want to set up a user ID for yourself. Again, corporate environment, probably going to want to put down a first name / your official name or employee ID. Personal use, whatever you want. Next, you're going to want to select your time zone, preferably the one most relevant to your location. That way all the programs on your computer run without a hitch. Next, for the specific installation, you're going to want to pick Unguided, Use Entire Disk. Now you want to select on the disk you want to partition specifically for this OS. In corporate environment, you'd want to specify with your admin specifically which disk you want to set aside for Kali Linux. For home users, if you only have one disk, just put on your default one. If you have multiples, then it'll be up to you. Next, you're going to be asked how you want to partition the disks. And as you can see, Kali Linux itself says if you don't really know, just select the first one. And same thing, if you're using this for personal use and you don't really know about the partitioning, your best bet is to just stick with the basic one. Now before you commit all of these partition decisions, Kali will give you a recap of everything you decided so far. It'll show you your disk, and then ask you if you want to confirm this. Click on Finish. Next, Kali is going to ask you if you want to configure a network mirror. You're going to want to select yes, as it'll let you install packages from the remote Kali repository. Now, if Kali is actually the only operating system on your computer, you're going to want to install the Grub bootloader, which is going to make it the master boot record for your entire hard drive. However, to be warned, there is a chance that the installer might not recognize the fact that there is another operating system. You can change this later, but if you want to play it safe and you do have another OS on your computer, you want to select no. But if you are sure 100% that Kali is the only OS on your computer, then click on yes. Once you've made your decision on the Grub booter, you're going to be taken to this installation complete screen, and you are mostly done. Kali is going to ask you to restart your computer, but do be aware when you do restart it, you're going to want to take out the external media, aka the USB we use in this lab, to make sure that the computer doesn't by accident restart the installation process. And with that, once you restart your computer and select your user profile, you are done, and you have officially installed Kali Linux onto your machine.